in for another night of the Exchange Women's Conference. Let me tell you, I have been enjoying myself so much being online, and I can't wait for the live event in February and April and more dates to come. But again, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you comment. I am your host, your sister, Kimberly Marie, and I'm so excited to bring the guests that we have tonight. But first, before I introduce my sister, let me explain to you guys a little bit about what the Exchange Conference is, all right? Exchange is this God-ordained territory for us as women to come together, and the goal is to exchange something negative in our life for something positive in our life. So before, as we were coming up with the concept for this conference, I remember for years, there was this meme or picture on social media that I shared all the time. And it was this little girl with a teddy bear, and she's holding a teddy bear. She's holding on to that teddy bear so tight. God is facing her, and God has behind his back a bigger teddy bear, right? But she has to give her little teddy bear to God so that he can bless her with the bigger teddy bear. And that picture, that image, that meme has just sat with me for so many years. And so as we went to God and we were praying about this conference, praying about what was coming next in conferences after the pandemic, from our company and from our ministry, that was one of the things that was placed on my heart. God said, we're going to use our testimonies, we're going to use our stories, we're going to use our life to inspire other people and motivate them for change. And so this is that territory. Yesterday, if you guys tuned in, we had a very special keynote speaker, Tracy Finney, and she shared her story about marriage. She shared about abuse. She shared about being a teenage mother. That was really, really good. So if you missed that, make sure you go to YouTube and catch up on what happened on Tuesday night. But today, it's Wednesday night, and I'm so excited. We have our sister, Erika, Laniece, in the building. I'm going to bring her on, and when I tell you, get ready. Get your popcorn, get your tea, make sure you like, make sure you share. She's going to share with us about miracles, ground-shaking, powerful miracles that have happened in her life. When I heard her testimony, I was like, sis, are you serious? What God has brought her through? It made me understand even more the God that I serve. So without further ado, the beautiful, the talented, the anointed, the powerful Erika Laniece. You guys, give her a round of applause. My sister.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. I am so excited to invite them in on this conversation with us. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited. I've been enjoying. I paid attention yesterday to the conference, and she had such a wonderful testimony, and I got a little nervous at first because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm like, oh my goodness, that was so good. What am I going to say? But I'm just going to say what's on my heart to say. I'm excited to do it.
Yes.
Finally share it.
Good. Perfect. I'm going to make sure that my view is clear, that I have nothing in front of me, because I know this is about to be good. We're about to have a really, really, really good time. So first, I want to start with, and again, you guys, you are invited in a conversation with me and my sister, stuff that we were able to fellowship about and talk about. And I want you guys to be able to comment. Tell us what is touching you. Tell us what you relate to. We're just going to have a conversation as sisters for healing. Yeah. So Erika, tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of background, story, children, where are you located? Let us get to know you a little bit.
Okay. Well, I am just a servant, and I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Shout out Milwaukee.
Yes.
And I'm a single parent. I do have two children. My son, he's 17. He's in high school. He's an athlete and an honor student.
Yes.
And my daughter, she's completed college. She has her own business. She's 23, and she recently got married.
Oh, yeah.
And I work in healthcare,
yes.
And I'm currently going back to school to get my nursing degree.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So everybody, let's make sure we keep our sister in prayer, because we know that's not easy. That process isn't easy, right?
No.
Yeah, we got you. We're going to keep you in prayer. So
Please
I
do.
want to ask you about your quote, right? You have a quote that we're going to revisit the
Yes,
entire time we're talking. Can you read that quote for our sisters that are tuning in with us right now?
sure. So my quote is, don't hide your scars. When you've been wounded or afflicted, your scars are the evidence that
Mm,
you are an overcomer.
your scars are the evidence that you are an overcomer. So let's just jump right into it. Tell us about the incident. I want you to just share about you leaving. You got in your car, and how did life change for you the day that you got in your car? We had the big incident that we're about to share with
Right.
everybody.
So back in 2015, it was October 23rd, 2015. Me and my children were headed downtown to do some activities.
Yeah.
There was a safe function, and we were going to go to, it was like a party. And for something, I have two cars at the
Yeah.
time. And then I told my daughter to take one car, and I took the one that I was fixing up for her.
I remember you told me that, and that was even so odd because you were saying that normally that didn't happen. Normally you drove your car, but this
Right,
particular day you just decided to take the car that you were going to give to your daughter that you guys were kind of fixing up.
right. And honestly, I wanted that car because my books were in it. So, and I didn't want anybody stepping on my book. So I took that car and got on 94 East. I'm not sure where she was behind me, but it was standstill traffic. A lot of stuff goes on in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Milwaukee Books, I think they were playing downtown. There were some things going on at the museum. Um, it was a lot of traffic. And so I was in standstill traffic all in front of me on 94 East.
Yeah.
And I just happened to look up in my rearview mirror and see a lady in a black Jeep
Yeah.
flying toward me.
Yeah.
And I realized she's not looking at traffic. She must be on her phone. She's about to hit me. And that's when she
Smash.
hit me. She smacked me and I went flying all over the freeway. My car turned and hit the median and then ricocheted off the median into traffic, and I got hit
Yeah.
by yet another truck. My car was crushed and me inside of it.
So tell us before this accident, and we're going to unpack what happened
Mhm.
at that point. Before the accident, where were you at in life? What was kind of going on? What space were you in? Did it feel like a regular day or regular day, or just regular? Like, I'm getting in the car, I'm running errands. Kind of help us understand where you were at that point in life before this accident.
Well, honestly, um, before this accident, I was not in the best place. A lot of events had taken place in my life,
Yeah.
and they kind of had me down. And this event that we were going to was supposed to,
Cheer
boost
you up.
my little single family morale.
Yep.
I had recently been divorced.
Hmm.
I was divorced in 2014. And even more recent than that, I just lost my mom May of 2015.
You had just lost your
So
mom for this
yeah, I
accident.
lost my mom in May,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
that was, excuse me, that was
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
difficult for me.
Yes.
She saw things in me that I didn't see, and
Mhm.
she was like, she was everything to me and my
Yeah.
spirit. And I noticed after that, I didn't want to do anything. She died May 24th,
Yeah.
2015. We actually buried my mom on my birthday,
On your
and
birthday?
June 5th was her funeral, and we buried her on my birthday.
Yeah.
And I was just shook after that. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to do
Yeah.
anything. I didn't want to celebrate.
Yeah.
I felt like at that point, I really had
Yeah.
lost everything,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but I couldn't because I still
Hmm.
had the kids to live for.
Yeah. There you go.
So I wanted to do something fun
Yeah.
and take the kids out on the town, downtown, and
Mhm.
that car accident happened.
And so you're on the highway, like you said. You're looking in your rear view mirror. You see that she's flying down the street, and I remember you telling me vividly, sis, like, I know she's about to hit me. And so she smashes right into you. You remember the car spinning and you hitting the median
Yes.
and another car hitting you? You were
I
conscious?
remember every part. I was conscious for that part of the accident. She
Yeah.
smacked my car on the passenger side in the back really hard, and it was like, if you've ever seen anybody play pool and hit the ball on the side and watch it spin, or even,
Yeah.
that's what the car did. So it ricocheted and spun all the way to the inside, because I was on the furthest lane.
Yeah.
And she kicked me all the way over to the middle. When my car bounced off the median and started heading back to the other side of the expressway, I was hit by a Suburban, another truck. And at that point, my car was crushed on the sides, the front, the back, the windows were all busted out. Thank goodness I had on my seatbelt.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
but
Oh my
but yeah,
God.
my car was crushed, but I couldn't move because the metal parts of my seat um, were bent and protruded out of the seat and
Yeah.
punctured me in the back. So I was impaled by my seat.
Ooh. So when you wake up, and this was the part about your testimony, like when you were telling me this, and we're sitting on my couch, and I was like, oh my God, like, oh my God, are you serious? And you're just unpacking and telling me about the accident. And I didn't even expect it. Like, again, I was just shocked, just blown away. And then when you tell me you woke up, how many days later?
6 days. So I was pretty much conscious until the ambulance arrived. My daughter was there, and I kept telling her, go home, because I knew I was bleeding. I could feel it. I knew I was attached to the seat. I honestly thought I was going to die that night. And I
Yeah.
did not want my daughter to watch me die, because she was there when my mom died.
Yeah.
And I kept telling her, go home, go home. And when she left and the ambulance was there, and they told me they were going to use jaws of life to get me out of my
Yeah.
car,
Yes.
and I knew that they were there, that's where I lost my
That's when you
consciousness.
blacked out. And when you woke up and they told you it was 6 days later, what happened? What was that even like? That moment where you come back to consciousness, like,
Well, the first thing I thought was, where are my children?
yeah.
If I've been unconscious for 6 days, where are my children?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I began to panic. Um,
Isn't that such a mom, right? Like the first you were conscious enough to know, like, okay, I had an accident, right? And
mhm.
then you lose consciousness. You don't know it's been 6 days, and then you wake up and it's like, where are my children? Where are my babies? That is such a that's why I love how beautiful it is for us as women and what God does through us. We're such
Right.
nurturing spirits. We even in moments when we should be thinking about ourselves or something, the first thing that we're doing is, where's our husband? Where's our children? Where's our friends? Where's our mom? Where's our grandmother? That's just, even I relate to that so much as a woman. When you said the first thing that I woke up and thought about was, where are my children? And so
Right.
after you thought that thought, what happened to the kids? Where were they while you were in the hospital?
Right. Well, I found out my daughter had just been in the hospital. As I mentioned, I'm, newly divorced at the time, so um, I didn't really have support. I lost my mom.
Yeah.
Apparently, the night that I had the accident, and everyone was there, and they
Yeah.
came to see me or see about me and find out what happened. Since I was in that accident, once they said that they were going to put me in ICU.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone left. My son's father got him and
Yeah.
picked him up, and he left. But all my family members left, um, and Kiera was just left at the hospital.
Yeah.
So the
And
first night she went home by herself and was scared to be there. So she came, and my daughter just stayed in at the hospital
yeah, stay
because she
now.
didn't know where else to go or what to do.
Yes. Now, at that time, she was how old again?
She was 16.
The thing that I love, sis, that you told me when you were telling me about your testimony, and of course your mom passed, so her grandmother, right? Her grandmother's already gone. Now you get into this terrible car accident. Her brother goes with his father. She's at home. But when you told me that she was like paying bills, she was making sure that everything was still okay. She was there with you, coming to see you, like the power of a woman, like just for you to
Yes.
tell me what she was doing made it. I was like blown away at who she was, but then my brain went to, oh my God, sis, who are you? You
Right.
raised her. Like she came from you. So it was just, I was like, my eyes were just like looking at you like an angel. Like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, that's your daughter. That's your baby that had that strength inside of her that of course came from God, but that God used you to exhibit, because where would she have gotten that type of strength from, right?
You know, and honestly, um, because of where I was in my life, I
Yeah.
surely didn't think it was from me. I had made every mistake you could think of in raising children and trying to, you know, to be married and failing
Yeah.
at marriage. Like I had made so many failures in
Yes.
front of my daughter. I was
Yeah.
just so surprised that luckily I did have a very good friend. Shout out to Glow. She is my sister. Uh,
Oh,
After
sister,
about a day or so, she realized, hey, where's Kiera? And she looked out
yeah.
for Kiera.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, I love her. I have to call her. But I just I admire
We
my
love you,
daughter. I
Glow.
am
We
so
love you, Glow girl. We love you, girl.
right. My daughter, every day she amazes me. I couldn't be more proud of her. She has always been ambitious and smart.
Yeah.
But at the point where I wake up in the ICU, they tell me that I have punctured kidney. My pancreas was also punctured from the seat impaling me.
Yeah.
I had 8 vertebrae broken. You know, they thought that I would never walk again. There was some kind of nerve disconnection in my leg. So they said I'd have a leg, you know, but it would just be cosmetic because it would never work again. I wouldn't walk. And I was still going to be in the hospital for another, you know, another week after this 6 days.
Yes.
Um, and I kept thinking like, oh my God, you know, what about my apartment? What about my bills, my phone, and, you know,
Yes.
getting my kids to school? I didn't know what to do. And I felt so useless because
Yes.
I couldn't be a mom. Like,
Yes.
how was I couldn't, you know, go anywhere or do anything. I
Yes.
couldn't go provide because now I had to be out of work.
Yes.
What was I going to do? And the whole time, because I was in rehab for 3 months after that, while I went through these series of surgeries, my daughter, she took my checkbook and
I couldn't believe it.
she
I,
paid my rent.
I
She made
cannot
sure
believe
re-energies was paid.
it. Yes.
You know, my checks were direct deposit, so my money went straight to the
Yes.
bank. Thank goodness for that. But like she maintained the house like she knew
I
what
could-
she was doing.
oh my
I'm like, who taught her how to write a check?
My God, I
But
couldn't believe it.
she became my backbone when when mine was broken. Um, and I never
Can we
thought that
just wait? Can
strength
we
came from
just sit
me.
there? My daughter became my backbone when I was broken.
Oh yeah.
Even in our imperfections, right? As
Hmm.
parents, not knowing it all, not having it figured out, how God can use our children to be angels and to be that very blessing back to us when we're even wondering, God, especially our oldest ones. Can I ask you a question? How old were you when you had her?
I was
When
20.
you were 20
I
years
was
old.
20.
And then
Hmm.
at the time when you're having this accident, how old were you?
That
Do you
was 2015. That was 7 years ago.
remember?
35, 36.
And so just to, for us women who have had children younger, again, they grow up with us, right? So we're
Right.
wondering what they've seen, you know, because we have to live life and learn, make mistakes, grow, mature. They say the mind
Right.
isn't even really mature until about 25, 26. We're still developing. So at that point, we have children that we're bringing along with us, and we're wondering, like, God, please don't let the decisions that I've made affect my child. You know,
and that's
don't.
just it, Kim. That was just it. Like I said before, I had made every mistake you could think of in front of my child. You know, I was afraid of, and yesterday, the young lady spoke about passing on like generational curses,
Yes, sure did.
and that was my fear, and I never wanted to do that. And honestly, I didn't. My daughter has surpassed my expectations, and every mistake I made, she didn't. And she became more successful. She's gone, and she's definitely going to go beyond anywhere that I could go.
Yes.
Just because of the mistakes that I made, it broke those generational curses. Like, she manages our finances well. I think her credit's probably better than mine.
Yes, oh my God. Oh.
But
And she just got married too, didn't she?
she did. She got married. She did
Yeah.
not have children out of wedlock. She actually still does not have any children.
Yes.
They may be on the way. I don't know. But she got married in August. She's finished school.
Congratulations.
She has her own businesses.
Yes. How old is she now? I think what you said, 22,
She's 23. 23. And she was always an honor student.
The whole time she was in school.
Yes.
God is so good. God is so good. So take us back before we have a little intermission. I want to go back to that space where the doctors are telling you now everything that has happened, right? You were naming all of the bones that were broken. You were naming that they were saying you're not going to walk again, right? And all of these things that the enemy, in a sense, is speaking over your life through what the doctors are saying, that this is not possible for you. How were you able to still have faith or stay positive when, come on, God, when the report is saying different? The report is saying, Erika, no, you won't walk again. The report is saying your life is different. Your life is over. There is not a better, this is it. This is, how were you able to find strength and faith and all of that? Because as we can see now, you can walk. As we can see now, the reports were wrong. But how in that space, like, I can't imagine, sis. I can't imagine.
And honestly, it's God. I can't give any credit to anyone else but God. When I was in ICU, my pastor visited me.
Come on.
While I was unconscious. And that's actually the voice that woke me up. Shout out to my pastor, Superintendent Walter Fields of the St. Paul Church of God in Christ. He came and he prayed. And that's what I woke up to, is hearing him. And you have to believe. You know, I've been in church my entire life. I'm a PK so many generations down the line. I don't even know when it started. And you hear it and you don't really get into it, but I honestly believe God's power once I heard his voice. And if he believed in prayer that I was going to wake up, I had to believe by prayer I'd walk again. And I knew that I had to, because I had children to raise. My determination and my faith in God is what propelled. So when they told me no, and there were times where I felt like they were telling me the truth, and I had fear and I had doubt. But I knew I also had God.
Come on. Come on. If you guys have ever been through anything that was just so traumatic, so life-changing, that just shook your whole world, right? You don't even expect, like, where did this, I got in the car to go to an event. I got in the car to go to a place that was going to make me happy. And how did my whole life shift just in the blink of an eye. If you guys have ever went through anything like that, share in your testimony what happened to you. Tell us your story. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how God got you out of it, how you kept the faith like Erika. We're going to take a little intermission. We're going to take a little break. And when we come back, we're going to continue to talk about faith. We're going to get into some topics about, again, just dealing with things that come our way. We're going to talk a little bit about relationships and healing and new steps moving forward. Erika, I just want this conversation to continue to just grow and blossom, because I think the thing is now in 2022 going into 2023, God has some amazing things for us, right? And it's like, God, how do we get to that? How do we get to that in our current situations? How do we get to that when we've had something traumatic happen to us in our life that we didn't expect? Like, you can't calculate what's going to happen in life. But if we can learn, But if we can learn to trust them, then I think we got this. So we'll be back. You guys make sure you like, share, comment. We're going to take a little break. Enjoy the music. And when we come back, we're digging a little deeper. Share your testimony. Share what you've been through. We want to hear. We'll be right back, y'all.
But watch out, so fat.
Welcome back. You are tuned into the Exchange Women's Conference. I'm your host, Kimberly Marie, and I'm here with my very, very special guest, Erika Laniece from Milwaukee. Thank you, sis, for coming on. We are so excited. If you guys are just now joining us, Erika has told us a phenomenal testimony about how she was just on her way. It was Saturday, right?
It was a weekday, actually. I think it was Thursday or Friday.
On a Wednesday or Friday, she's on her way with family, about to enjoy an event, and how a car just smashes into the back of her and changes her life forever. She was in a coma for 6 days.
Yes.
Coma for 6 days. And when she wakes up, the doctor tells her all of these reports that are defeating. So as we continue with that conversation, are there any scriptures that really got you through in that time, in that season of your life when things just changed completely? And I think that's the thing I love about your testimony, sis, because sometimes we complain, so much about our life and situations and things that we've been through, but it's like we have no idea that life can change in a second in a way that we will have no clue. Right. And so I find so much strength and power in women like you that can say, listen, this is what I've been through and this is what I've learned. So what scriptures got you through in that time?
Well, the one that I think that I was in my heart the most is many are the afflictions of the anxious, but the Lord delivers you out of them all. That's in
Yeah.
Psalms 34. Let me look it up real quick.
Okay.
Psalms 34:19.
Yes. Psalms 30.
I said it so much in my head, I didn't think about
Yes.
it, but it was Psalms 34:19.
Yeah.
I knew that I had many afflictions. Like I said, I had punctured kidneys, and they told me I'd have to see an oncologist for the rest of my life. I
Yeah.
have a punctured pancreas.
Yeah.
I'd be in a body brace because I had four fractures in the thoracic spine and four in the lumbar spine. So 8 complete fractures. And when I woke up, I realized that something was wrong with my leg because I could like feel a disconnect, but at the same time feel a lot of pain. Turns
Yeah.
out my foot, ankle, and leg were broken. And then that's when they told me there was a lot of nerve damage from my leg being crushed in the car.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't walk
Mm-hmm. And
again. Well, they told me I would not walk again.
I just smile too every time I hear you talk about it, because knowing you now, right? Knowing how beautiful you are, how fashionable you are, how funny you are, how you walk. I mean, I can't do anything but smile. So I try, like, even in this conversation for the conference, I'm trying not to smile, but knowing what God has done for you, right? And
Mm-hmm.
knowing that this is all just a testimony. Like, the enemy
Yeah.
did not win at all. The way you walk, the way you move, the way you're still so young and still so vibrant, it's like, enemy, you tried it, but touch not my anointed. And God says in his word, like, at the end of the day, this was just a beautiful opportunity for you to share your testimony and faith. You talk a lot about going to churches and sharing this testimony, and even at your church, when they remember that it was a time that you weren't going to be able to walk, and you're like, listen, I'm walking now. What happens when you're able to share those at churches and at events, and people are able to, like, are you kidding me? Like, what does that do for you when you're able to share what God has done?
You know, it's only people who knew me at the time. When
Yeah.
they first told me that I wouldn't be able to walk again, I was rolling around everywhere. I was still going to church. I had a boot on, clear up to my thigh, and I rolled around on a scooter. You
I know.
know, and everyone knew I was coming because I was on that scooter.
Yeah.
But I have to be honest with you, Kim. Sometimes God would just reveal to me that I was going to be all right, that I would walk again, and I would believe it so much that my praise would be so hard. Um, every now and again, I would get up and I would shout at church in that boot to where that boot was coming off. I just I just knew I would have moments because I'm not gonna act like all of it was beautiful.
Of
There were
course.
very, very low moments, and there was a portion of time that I did feel some depression about it because I felt useless. I
Yes.
hadn't been working for months.
Yeah.
Obviously my savings were starting getting low because the bills were being paid, but I wasn't at work,
Bring it in.
and I had to take so much medication. Um, I did feel useless and down at a time, and even those times, you know, I displayed aggravation, and I
Yeah.
didn't want to go on because I felt like it would be better. But I remember believing that my children would be better off if I wasn't even here, if I couldn't take
I
care of them.
remember you told me that. Yeah.
And I'm
When,
like, if they could just
yeah.
live off my life insurance, like
I,
I really, you know, I was that low at times,
yeah.
but every now and again hear, I could hear it as clear as I'm talking to you right now. God would tell me that I will walk again.
Mhm.
I will be restored. I will be healed. And that praise would be so much, it would be so strong inside of me
Yes.
that I
Yeah.
couldn't contain myself. And the next thing I know, I would be at church shouting right out of my boot. And there was a neurologist. Yeah, you should have seen it.
I
I
bet. Oh my
recently
God.
just saw a video of it, and it was
Oh,
not
this
cute.
is so
But
good to hear. But you said the neurologist said what? What did he
he
say?
said, well, I think, you know, it's not just broken bones in my leg, it's nerve damage, but he thought he could fix it, and it would take a series of surgeries,
Yeah.
and I'd only have a 50% chance of being able to walk again. At that point, I felt like, well, I don't have anything to lose. Let's do
I'm
it.
gonna take 50-50. Yeah.
And that was rough too. But I went through therapy. It took me 3 months before I really started walking again. Honestly, there was a time I was on pain medication. I took
Yeah.
painkillers
Yeah.
because of all the muscle relaxers and all of that. And I
Of course.
remember at a very, very low point, I looked at that bottle and I had made up in my mind I was just gonna take them. And my uncle, who was basically everything at the time, my
Yeah.
Uncle Lee, I call him Uncle Dad. And
Mhm.
he just happened to walk down the stairs and was like, "You ready to get up? I'm gonna show
Yeah.
you how to take the stairs," because I
Yeah.
lived on the second floor. I needed to know how to do stairs.
Yeah.
And if he didn't come down there, any sooner, that might have been it.
Mhm.
That's just how low I got at that time.
Yeah.
And I said, even that,
Yeah.
even that
Yeah.
was God
Yeah.
working when I wouldn't.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
him looking out for me when I didn't want to take care of myself. He was still taking care of me.
Yeah.
And that's when I think I fully realized how priceless I was to God.
Yeah.
Even me,
Yeah.
me who has run away from him, me who
Yes.
I made mistakes,
Yeah.
I was enough
Yeah.
for him to try to save me.
Yeah.
And so when he did that, and I was under the realization that God was moving for me,
Yeah.
I knew then that whatever I do going forward,
Yeah.
it would be for him.
Yeah. And
Because
I love that. I'm sorry, sis. You about to say something else?
Mhm.
Go. What
No,
you
I was
think?
just gonna say because there was a missionary at my church, and she would always say, if you take care of God's business, God will take care of your business. And that's what I said that I would do,
Yeah.
only
Absolutely.
because he had taken care of me at one of the times when I just could not take care of myself.
Yeah. That's the thing that I love and I'm so empathetic about is when I hear the testimony of our lives, right? And those moments where life does get so heavy, right? So
Hmm.
dark. We're in these situations where it's like, God, I never saw myself being here. I love to hear the story of how God always shows up and whispers in our ear and or sends angels or sends a sign and lets us
Yes.
know that it's going to be okay. And those are some of the most beautiful moments in life because we all have those moments where you just feel the weight of life. You just feel so
Right.
defeated, so broken. And I think, like for me, sis, my life mission is like, I I don't want anybody to feel that way. Like it hurts me so bad.
Right.
I know how it feels when I'm in those moments, where it's like, God, I am hurting, like a deep hurt. And so for
Yes.
me, my life mission is to like, how can we connect? How can we be honest? How can we be transparent? How can
Right.
we talk? How can we love on each other? How can we communicate to help have this community and this sense of love and this sense of fellowship? And so it's
Right.
moments like these that are so beautiful for me because I know that so many women are desiring a sisterhood.
Right.
They're desiring women to call them and to pray for them and to comfort them and to be there and just to have that support system. So when life gets too tough and when they feel like it's too much pressure on them,
Right.
that they're surrounded by that love, a simple
And
hug.
that's just it.
Yeah.
That I'm sorry, but
No, you
that's
go.
just it, Kim. And that's where my quote comes in about the
Yeah.
scars. As you can imagine, I had cuts all over my face and head. There's still some areas, that I have cuts that you can see if I don't wear
Yeah.
makeup.
Mhm.
And my leg is all, cut up and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've learned how to embrace those scars.
Yeah.
And I begin to apply that mindset to just about any
Yeah.
obstacle.
Yeah.
A scar, a wound, a hurt. could be a hurt from a relationship that didn't go well, losing family members, or a parent or a close friend, not maybe being able to pay your bills, or issues with your children. Those things are all wounds. Abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse. All of those things are wounds, and they do cause scars. But our ability to be transparent in those things that should make us ashamed, in those things that we do try to hide, I say don't.
No,
it's okay. Tell your story.
Absolutely.
Because when you tell your story and you're still here, you're being you're a living testimony of your ability to be an overcomer in those situations. Even when you think about a scar, right? You can look at it.
Come on.
Okay. You look at that scar.
Yeah.
And you can remember what happened, what caused it. And you can remember the situation around it. But even as you look at that scar, it may not look pretty, but it doesn't hurt anymore. And that is the way that I look at all of the things that I go through. It may cause a scar, it may hurt me, but if you allow God to heal you mentally, spiritually, and even physically, because there was no way I would have had an ability to walk again if it wasn't for God healing me. I didn't have a back surgery. I didn't have one back surgery. But my vertebrae connected itself. I was seeing an oncologist. They thought I would need a kidney transplant. I still have that same kidney that got a poke it. I still have that same pancreas. I did those restorative surgeries that they thought that I would need. I didn't need any of them. God healed me miraculously. He baffled doctors and specialists all over this state.
Come on, Daddy.
And that is what God did, and He did it for me. And God. I still have the scars, but those scars are my testimony. So I won't hide them, even in things that I've done that I've not been proud of. Things that I've done that may have hurt other people. I'm sorry. But those things happen. And we do have scars from them. But those are our testimonies. So that's why my quote is just don't hide your scars. Those wounds that you have, those afflictions that you have, it's okay to talk about them and share them, because you've made it beyond those things.
Absolutely.
And then therefore you are an overcomer.
Absolutely. And I just love the fact that for you to be so young and go through something so traumatic, something that could have really made you like, oh man, God, like I'm so upset with you, like I'm giving up, like just to hear the like you said, realistically, you had your moments, right, where it wasn't, you were like, God, this is my lowest point, but just to see how you were able to keep rising above that, and then what God has done. And again, you guys have to connect with our sister Erika. You have to find her on her social media platforms. When I tell you, she is funny. Listen, at the Live Women's Conference, I'm putting that out here now. At the Live Women's Conference, when we're getting up and dancing, when we're having dinner at the banquet, when we're taking pictures, it's so many things that we want to do for the conference. Erika is going to be the life of the party. Like, we all are going to have to try to sit at Erika's table, because she is hilarious. Like, her joy, her life, her joy, her view of life, like just the way she is, it's just captivating. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's phenomenal. And so you would never know. Like, when you told me this, I was like, is she repeating a movie? Like, of course I knew you was telling me what happened to you, but I was just like in awe, like, oh my God. And I was able to spend some time with her well, she was here in Atlanta, and we were able to go to Bella Salon. Shout out to Bella Salon in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
If you're in the Douglas County or Thornton area, you have to stop by and visit Bella Salon. A beautiful owner named Heather, anointed God-fearing woman. And so you were able to come and visit Bella Salon
Yes.
for the grand opening. And we were there taking pictures. They had popcorn and snow cones, and we were dancing
Everything.
to Beyonce's new song, even though we didn't know what we were
Right.
doing a little bit. We were trying
Ooh, those candy apples.
yes, the candy apples, popcorn, and we just had a good time. And you were taking pictures, and I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
share the pictures on social media so you guys can even see how she was. Like, again, just a sister, just full of life. Erika, for me, like, I am so blessed to have met you. I'm so blessed that you were so transparent in sharing your story. You know, and telling me, and literally we just spoke about you speaking at the women's conference, and I was like, God, I don't know if she's going to be available. I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm just so excited that God had already saw this day and had ordained this day. Can you share with all of our sisters that are tuning in why this moment in time is so big for you now to be speaking today and what this means? Remember, we talked a little bit before we went live. What does this mean to you right now in this moment?
Honestly, Kim, I didn't know if I would be ready to do this today. I took speaking engagements all the time.
Yeah.
One of my very last speaking engagements before I stopped was an engagement. My mom did the sermonic solo. Her and her sister sang for me, and before I spoke. And then again in 2015, when my mom passed, I kind of lost my zeal. She was the reason I wasn't afraid to use my voice, because I know if I was right or wrong, she was gonna have my back. I didn't really have many people like that, but Mama was like, she might have said, you was wrong, later on.
Right.
But one thing for sure, she was going to encourage me. And when I felt that support and that encouragement gone, I didn't want to speak anymore. And it's not because I didn't believe God was everything, or and that I didn't have something to say to someone, or something to share. I just kind of lost my zeal to do it. So even with this opportunity, I wasn't sure. I was even nervous up until this point, but something I know that it's time. It's time for me to share with someone that he is a healer, and that he can fix it. He can do it. Between prayer and just the word, staying in the word, it's the strength. And then you talk about how bubbly I am and funny. Honestly, one thing that I always say, and I know I've said it to you several times, is the joy of the Lord is my strength.
Yes.
I'm going to laugh.
Yes.
I'm going to have a good time.
Yes.
Even if I'm the only person that's laughing at my jokes, I'm going to do it. Because in those moments when I can feel the joy of the Lord, or those little things that I give thanks. I say all the time, in everything give thanks. That's in the Bible. Everything give thanks.
Yes.
But when you think about everything, good and bad, the good, God is good. And the bad, he brought you through it.
Yes.
That joy, you can take joy in that. And those moments, even if he never does another thing for you, he did enough.
Yes.
And that will strengthen you. And you can share that strength with somebody else.
I agree.
By the gift of love and laughter.
Yes.
Share the joy.
Yeah. You're making me think of my favorite scripture in James. I'm going to try to repeat it by memory from the NIV version. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you go through trials of many kind, because the test of your faith produces perseverance. That's in the NIV. Let perseverance finish its work, so you will be complete and not lacking in anything. But this was the thing that I loved, is that it said, when you go through trials of many kind, not when you go through a little bit of trials, and then it said, consider it pure joy. It wasn't like, be a little happy, It's going to be okay. Consider, like, if I was to say to you, Erika, consider it pure joy. I'm about to make you this peach cobbler. Oh, you ready for that peach cobbler? Pure joy, right?
Yes.
So for God to say, consider it, he's saying, consider it pure joy. Not Kim that I'm giving you crushed ice, because you know I love crushed ices.
Yes.
Not consider it pure joy when you find your husband. Not consider it pure joy when you get the big house or the big car. Life is perfect. In God's word, he says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you go through trials of many kind. And
Yes.
it just reminds me again, just to have joy regardless of what is going on in my life, regardless of the situation, regardless of the circumstance,
Yes.
regardless of what I've gone through. And I think that's where that praise comes from, because at the end of the day, what you were describing in the church, that's bigger than religion. That's relationship.
Oh, yes.
God, I have a relationship with you. You are my daddy. You care for me. You love me. You strengthen me. You encourage me. I can have pure joy when it is a complete storm going on in my life. When I don't understand, when I don't know, when things aren't lining up right, I can have pure joy. And so I just want to encourage my sisters as we're getting started on this journey. You guys are hearing Tracy's Erika's testimony. Like, again, 2023, we are going into 2023 with pure joy. Nothing, no one, no situation, no circumstance, nothing that we've gone through, our past, nothing that we're going to go through is going to stop us as women, beautiful, creative, talented, nurturing women from having pure joy with our life and our situations and our circumstances. And I know for me, when I got to that point of really understanding what pure joy was about and getting joy from the Lord, I was exuding it so much that people were attracted to that and to the light. And it was a point where it was so sincere, right? Because sometimes we try to manufacture joy. We try to manufacture happiness through that husband, through that job, through clothes, through hair, through makeup, through all of these superficial things.
Right.
But, sis, the joy of the Lord, though, it doesn't need to be, oh my God, it doesn't need to be like recreated or manufactured. The joy of the Lord, it overflows.
It does.
It's so powerful.
It is. It's so powerful, sis, that even in, like you said, in those trying times, in those, well, I'm a, King James, but, in the diverse temptations and all those things that you're going through, you can take joy that you have a God that's going to bring you out of it.
Come on, Daddy. Yes, Lord.
Because even that joy is pure.
Yes,
like
God.
I might not be able to, I got all these bills here and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I can take joy that God's going to work it out.
Yes, God.
I might have a wayward child and I don't know how I'm going to get them on the right road.
Yes, God.
But I know I have a God that is going to give me the wisdom to speak to that child, and I can take joy in that.
Speak to that situation.
Okay. And even though I'm by myself, I may not have that husband of my dreams, or the guy that I'm talking to ain't meeting all the checks on my checklist. I can take joy that God is a God that can provide those things. So even when things aren't going your way,
absolutely,
take joy that even in the way that it is going, God has you. He has your back.
Yes, God. Who else?
So it's that joy that strengthens you. It's the joy in the belief that God, you have a God that's bigger than any situation or any circumstance that you might go through.
Yes. I want to get the producers in. We are so blessed to have some great producers behind the scenes. I'm going to ask one of the producers right now to share with us what they're saying online, Erika, so we can kind of give some feedback or answer any questions. Again, guys, if you have a question, if you have a testimony, if you have something that you want us to pray about, sisters. Now, we're online now, but let me tell you, coming up in February, we are going to be all in front of each other. We're going to be able to dance. We're going to be able to hug. These conversations are going to be interactive. We're going to have the panel. We're going to have the couch. You guys are going to have some goodies. We're going to eat good. When I tell you, and this is just my nature, so I'm giving you guys a little secret. I love to spoil
You are going
my
to want to be in Atlanta in February.
Oh my God, I love to spoil my sisters. And we have 6 conferences. And so as they build, as we get together, as we come, as we're able to generate the revenue, we're going to spoil ourselves. We're going to give back to the communities. We're going to do some feeding the homeless together. We're going to get out here and have a good time. But I want to see what you guys are saying, because right now it's just Erika and I together and we can't really see. So producer, do we have any good comments or anything that we can kind of talk about as the show is going on?
Along the way.
He said you'll share them along the way.
I've been sharing them.
He's been sharing them. So they've been popping up on the screen. Erika, I need my glasses.
I have mine
So
on and I've seen some words. Yeah, I was seeing some stuff.
So we're going to have to go back and look. I'm very grateful that we're able to see them on the screen now. From where I'm at, I can't necessarily see everything, but again, keep commenting, keep posting. We want to make sure that we're able to connect with you guys. Make sure that you find us on the social media platforms. I have a brand new page, Kimberly Marie Ministries. The other one was like Hack Sis, and then I went on there and I put like, hey, this is the new ministry page. My other page was hacked, and then why did I think more hackers found me? Because then all of these random
you got to work a little harder on your passwords, sis. You got to put some characters in there.
Right,
you got to work a little harder on that password.
Right, it was crazy. I was like, oh my God. So we have a new page, Kimberly Marie Ministries. You definitely want to follow that.
Yes.
And also follow Erika. Her information is on there. You can follow her on Facebook and on Instagram. And make sure that you inbox us at the Kimberly Marie Ministries or inbox Erika, because we are at the process of compiling everyone's emails. We want to make sure that you get email updates on the conferences, on what's going on, where they can get tickets, where they can get the merch. Erika, I can't wait for the t-shirts. So should we go with a pretty red, a pretty pink, gold? What do you think? Because I'm thinking for the first photo shoot that we all do together, it should be like different, like neon colors, like all of the speakers.
Yes,
like
as long as I get to wear the pink, honey, because you know how I feel about my pink. As long as y'all can wear what you want. I got to have my my pink.
Okay, well, you get the pink. I'm gonna get white with pink.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So can we do a time check? Can you ask your producer on your end? Can you see where we're at on time, since we're ending right at an hour?
We have 57 minutes.
7 minutes?
We have less than 3 minutes left.
Less than 3 minutes. Okay. So sis, let's talk about something juicy right quick, since we have less than 3 minutes left. Okay, I want to talk about starting, and we'll continue this conversation at the live conference. I want to talk about starting over, right?
Yes.
I think this applies in our lives at our age, and I think that other sisters can relate to it, right? Relationship wise, I don't know how many sisters are viewing this that have started over. Maybe you're in a new relationship, maybe you're dating in 2022. So Erika, for me, at this stage in my life, I had to get back out there on the market, because I was off the market for a while. I took myself off the market. I was like, listen, I'm married to the Lord. I'm focused on myself, on healing, on growth and everything. Right. So I want to know, like, how do we have the strength in our later 30s or 40s to get back out there and try love again? Is it worth it? Should we not? Do we need prayer? How do we even get the strength to even want to get back out there on the market again?
Well, it definitely takes prayer. It definitely takes prayer and getting to know yourself. I mean, especially like if you've been married before, you know that you tend to adapt to what your husband's needs were and who he needed you to be. And now you don't know who to be, now that you are single. So finding yourself and who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what you need, how to take care of yourself, spoil yourself, and figure out who you are. You definitely need a prayer life, because you want to be so far in Jesus. The only person that could find you is somebody that also knows Jesus. Okay.
Ooh, I like that. You want to be so far in Jesus. Yes.
Let Jesus be your wingman.
I can't wait to talk about relationships more with our sisters, getting out there on the market and what that journey is like for everyone. Because I know
don't be afraid
it
of
takes
it
some courage.
It does. But God has not given us a spirit of fear. Oh no, we won't be afraid.
No fear in this moment.
Oh, we won't be afraid.
Yeah, that's going to be so fun. That's going to be
scared.
so fun talking about it. Right. We ain't never scared. Sisters, we are not scared, okay? We are going to keep God first. We're going to do the healing and grow and all of that. And then for 2023, for those of us who are single, for those who want to spice up the marriage, for those who want to really focus on their relationship with the Lord, whatever it is, we're going to be brave enough to go out there. We're not going to be afraid. It's so funny just talking to a lot of sisters about where they are, you know, like with dating, romance, dating in 2022, what that looks like. We definitely have to talk about maybe some good tips for do's and don'ts. I know for me, I really enjoyed the process of healing when I had myself off the market, and now finding my purpose partner and what that journey has been like. So it's super excited to share that journey and finding my purpose partner and what that looked like, and all of the work that we did, all of the prayer that we're continuing to do. But it definitely is a journey that you have to be brave enough to step out there. But then also the thing that I love is you have to go through that phase with God where you're really healing, right? Healing your brokenness, healing, because you don't get with a new purpose. You don't want to find your purpose partner and then you're cutting them from your trauma, right?
Right. That's right. Right. And have relational PTSD. You don't want to inflict that on someone that's trying to love you. So yeah, no, definitely go through the healing first. You want to heal first.
Yeah.
You know, from everything.
Yes, absolutely. So we have enjoyed being here with you ladies tonight. Again, we had to give you a teaser because, ladies, we are going into some more conversations about healing, what's new, where we have to go, relationships, children, careers, entrepreneurship, ministry, school, all of that. But Erika, thank you so much for being here with us. It has been
an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. I needed this opportunity, and I appreciate you giving it to me. Thank you, Kim, for inviting me to this. And I can't wait to see what else comes next.
I know. Did you want to share your quote with them one more time before we leave?
Certainly. Let me just pull it out for you. And
I'm putting on the spot. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Listen here, but that's okay. It is. Don't hide your scars. When you've been wounded or afflicted, scars are just the evidence that you are an overcomer.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys. Give a warm round of applause for our sister, Erika Laniece.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed night, sis. We will see you soon at the live event in February. Love you.
Thank you. Love you too. Good night, everybody.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Again, I'm your host, Kimberly Marie. You have joined us for the second night. Hope you had a good time of the Exchange Women's Conference. Again, on the first night, we had Sister Tracy Finney. The second night, you guys just got to enjoy with us Sister Erika Laniece. And then tomorrow, on the third night, we have the beautiful, young, amazing, talented, loving, bubbly Trinae Simone. So you don't want to miss tomorrow. She's going to be here with us, and we are going to talk about everything that has to do with generations, kids, men, divorce. Jesus be with us, because we're going to have a good time. This has been amazing. I wanted to share with you guys, again, make sure that you follow us on social media, where you can find a lot of the information is going to be at Kimberly Marie Ministries. And then also go to YouTube if you guys want to keep following what's going on YouTube. Daddy's Time Radio and TV. Daddy's Time Christian Entertainment Company is the company that is producing this for you. And so we are so excited to do that and glad that you guys are here with us. I can't wait to see you in person. I can't wait to hug you. I can't wait to cry with you. You guys know I'm always crying. I'm always getting emotional. This is such a beautiful time 2023. My favorite number is 23. So I'm so excited for 2023. And so as we go into this new year, my prayer is that God can meet all of us in a real and personal way. So every vision, every dream, everything inside of us can come out. I want you guys to enjoy the song as we close. One of my favorite gospel artists, Mario J. Brown, has a new song. It's called Bounce Back. In 2023, we are going to bounce back from everything that has been holding us back in this life. We will get to that expected end, and we will be the best version of ourselves, the diamond that we are supposed to be. So enjoy the song. I'll be here tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm new to this Atlanta time zone. So enjoy Bounce Back. I love you guys. See you tomorrow.
Just bounce back, yeah. Bounce back. Rush out is so fast. Trials on every hand, but instead of stressing, you should go and count your blessings, yeah, yeah. Even when you don't understand, don't let go of his promises. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Tribulations work patience. Patience works faith. Faith brings hope. So I just hope that you know you're not gonna lose. Every tear you cry is making you. So get ready for your comeback. Might break down, but you're gonna bounce back. Ain't nothing to it. It's already done and you know that. Time to dust yourself off when you bounce back. Devil thought he won cause he knocked you down. Didn't know you still had another round. And it's alright to admit it, that it was looking real bad for a minute. Now you're back on your feet again, and you're stronger than you've ever been. You got the heart of a champion, and you're ready for another win. Tribulations work patience. Patience works faith. Faith brings hope, so I just hope that you know you're not gonna lose. You're not gonna lose. Every tear you cry is making you. So get ready for your comeback. Might break down, but you gon' bounce back. Ain't nothing to it. Yeah. If you keep your faith and keep your cool, it's already done and you know that. Time to dust yourself off and you bounce back. Saw you fall and they counted you out. Everybody laughed, but look at you now. Bounced back. You just bounced back, yeah. No, they gave up on you before the breakthrough, but you bounced back. You just bounced back, yeah. Tribulations work patience. Patience works faith. Faith brings hope, so I just hope that you know you're not gonna lose. So get ready for your comeback. Might break down, but you gon' bounce back. Yeah. If you keep your faith and keep your cool, it's already done and you know that. Time to dust yourself off, you bounce back. You're not gonna lose. You're not gonna lose. Making you. So get ready for your comeback. Comeback. Might break down, but you gon' bounce back. Yeah. Oh. Keep your cool. It's already done and you know that. Time to dust yourself off when you bounce back.